Welcome back to the channel. All right, it's time to talk about the buff to Black Panther Civil War. If you enjoy Battlegrounds and questing, this champion's pretty awesome. I think you're going to have an absolute blast with him. Jaeger and the Illuminati kind of compared him to Shocker, and I'm seeing it. I'm going to kind of just let this fight play out. I want you to know there's nothing really about this node that's one or the other helping him or hurting him tremendously. We're going up against a Photon. There's a rank 2 7-star Photon. This is my live account. 6-star rank 5 sig 200 ascended, so they're about even, but remember this is 7-star with the extra challenge rating and things like that. We will talk about how to use them as special 1, special 2, all of that stuff, signature ability, place them on the tier list and all that. But I want you to see this, because once I did this, it really made me think like, we got something here, we're cooking. Just to point out, I am trying to parry those specials of Photon, and you can see the matrix in the upper left hand corner, right? The reflex charges, they're passive. We're getting those up. It's the little fist there. You saw by pairing, we got a large amount. We're already all the way up to almost 70, and I'm going to get off a heavy into the special 2, and bye Photon. I know while I was talking, you're probably like, why is he so excited? Not much is happening. Yeah. And I know some of you, I know, because trust me, I did it too. And I even talked to the Illuminati. I was like, how big of a difference would that have made if she had been awakened, right? Well, that big damage you just saw, it's not affected by inequity and things like that. So her having all those debuffs on us wouldn't have made a difference. And as he loses health, he actually gets his charges faster. So yeah, and here, I want to show this to you. So I think he's a bit of a dual threat. I think he's got some strong defensive mechanics, but in Battlegrounds, you're going to be able to use him as a champion where sometimes you end up like this. This is a very real Battlegrounds fight. Literally happened yesterday. This Venom was a rank 3, which we know can sometimes really trick people up, has like 376,000 health. And here's the thing, that's more than you often find in quests too. So you can do this. Essentially what we're doing is we're getting those charges going. Every time you parry, you're going to get those charges, right? Looks like we get 3. If you parry a special or well-timed block, okay, you're going to get a larger amount. I did a poor job of it there, but you saw I did a good job against Photon. Then we're going to go in, you're going to heavy into your special 2, and you see the massive damage. This fight actually could have gone much faster, would be over by now if I had done a better job of parrying those specials, or just being more aggressive. I was still getting used to the idea of like, how much damage does this cat actually do? It is a tremendous, tremendous amount. Again, he's got defensive threat. You can pull him as a defender. He's been doing pretty good for me. And then if you end up in situations like that, you go in and just destroy a Photon for fun's sake, or a Venom or someone else like that. Now, he's all about these reflex charges, this reflective matrix, right? I told you kind of how you gather them. You have a max of 75. You do not end a combo and you dash back in order to refresh them, okay? When you get a new one, they pause slightly based on how many you've had. And then here's the thing, the final hit of the special attack 2 deals a kinetic burst, which is what you're seeing. But the reason I'm doing the heavy first is this bullet point. Each hit of a heavy attack or a special attack activated during a heavy attack deals a kinetic burst. So that is a big deal. And then each hit inflicts a debuff, dealing 90% of attack direct damage over 7 seconds off of the special 2. And you're like, great, does he have a special 1? Yes, I'm glad you asked. Here it is. Here's the special 1. So we're still going to get all those reflect charges. We're still going to do the matrix thing. We're going to do the whole thing. Now, afterwards, after I reviewed this fight, after I'd done, I was like, you know what? I think in hindsight, if you're just fighting the Jessica Jones without something seriously increasing your health to a massive degree, I think you could just go with the special 2 and end the fight. You saw that against Photon. You saw how much we did against Venom. But I'm showing you the special 1. We're going to do the same thing. We're even going to use our heavy here, and we're going to actually get up cleanse charges. It's one of the main pieces of utility that he has. We now have 4 cleanse charges. You're going to see them come in handy for us. It's going to help us. We're going to end up losing this fight, but I think we're going to have a score of just under 50,000. You saw we got rid of the incinerate there, and so he does have cleanse charges that you can utilize that come off the special 1. The special 2 does more damage, also gives you more time to build up those matrix charges and get the bigger bursts. Oh, that's right. I made a mistake here too. You're going to see we ended up with a decent amount of health And, we probably would have done even better there without those weaknesses on us. So this score of 48 really probably easily could be like 49, 50,000, something like that, even with going to the special one, which I do not think is the superior way to play that fight in Battlegrounds as of right now. Now, let's go ahead and talk about his signature ability. I also briefly mentioned recoil friendly. I don't think so. There's no resistances or immunities to bleed or poison. He doesn't heal. You do want to throw your special 2. It's only a single special 2. But the other thing too is that all that burst damage and stuff is based off of his max health. It's not based on like your attack or modified attack or anything like that. So I don't see the benefit of running recoil, things like that for him. Now, is the signature ability necessary? No, but is it really important? Yeah, for what you just saw, it is. We'll go ahead and look at the bullet points. Black Panther starts each fight with 20.07 of those charges. That's obviously a big deal, right? Because that's what's increasing your damage. So it's giving you that massive burst, and you want that. So without these 20 charges, you're going to need those extra parries, this extra time to get those scores. Still probably going to be a good defender, I think. But this is something that I know I will really be wanting if I was going to get the 7-star, rank him up. I'm really happy I've got the 6-star right now. 2, an upgraded effective matrix grants the physical resistance. It's obviously very helpful because it's a champion that's going to be blocking, parrying, that sort of thing, right? Fighting science champions. And then 3, while Black Panther has at least 10 of the charges, he gains a 100% chance to absorb heavy attacks, and by consuming 10 charges to become passive and solvable. This is a lot of his defensive prowess, so those sorts of things. And like I said, he is a tricky defender. He's been doing pretty well for me on defense. So I think his signature ability, particularly for speed in Battlegrounds, for defensive prowess in Battlegrounds, yeah, you're going to want to awaken, and you're going to want him to have his sig up. And we're just getting started with this guy. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how far can I push this in Battlegrounds. Now let's go ahead and take a look at his initial placement on the tier list. Okay, there's his first placement on the tier list. I have shown this to MCoC Illuminati. Everyone agreed that this is probably a good starting place for him. One of the things that's difficult about really judging a champion like this is their burst damage is so incredible, and it's so you're able to get to it so incredibly quick that we often penalize them a little bit when they don't have that utility, right? They're not handling evade, they're not handling auto block, they're not handling miss. There's no bleed or poison immunity, not even incinerate or shock or anything like that. They're not shrugging anything. You've got to get to the special one before you can get to the cleanses. But he really trades all of that for the ability to just end a fight in 30 seconds. I mean, you saw the Photon fight, and that was against a 7-star champion. He's obviously going to be very good in questing. You're going to be able to use him to just end fights before threats can fully develop and come online. That's very clear. I don't think he's going to be able to do that in war. I don't think. And that's that's the only reason why he's not in the scorching tier. Because I know you see that, and I know I even saw that, and I was like, that feels like a scorching champion. But that's why we have separate scores for Battlegrounds and for war. If war is not your thing, uncheck that box. He's going to move up. In Battlegrounds, I want to see what the 7-star can do, right? This is a 6-star champion that's competing in basically an ecosystem where almost every single champion is a 7-star rank 2 or a rank 3. And he's punching up just fine. You saw what he did to the rank 3 7-star Venom and the rank 2 7-star Photon. With that sort of damage, capabilities, and the ability to get it online so incredibly quickly, I think he's got a great place. He's an absolute blast to play. I'm very excited about having him. And when he comes into that glorious Guardians Crystal, whatever it's going to be called in December, I'm definitely going to want to be pulling him. The only holdback for me is I think I'm going to want that SIG as high as possible. So right now, I'm very happy with my 6-star. I'm very happy with my 6-star Ascended champion. Now let's go ahead and take a look at those Sentry fights, kind of talk this through a little bit more. All right, and here he is. This is on the CCP server, that small void, right? This is the fight that I often show you to kind of give you an idea of how a champion works. And you're going to, again, just see, we're going to parry, we're going to back up to refresh. So there he goes. And we're just going to keep that going, right? It's a really nice, simple playstyle. This is another example. I just finished the Spider-Punk video of like Kabam doing a great job making a pretty simple kit for today's game. Very, very simple, but incredibly effective, right? This is a champion that you want to use, can do great things. And they're doing it in 2024, basically 2025. Kudos to them. We're going to go in, throw our special 2. We could have got 15 more charges. That fight is just over. Like 275,000, almost 300,000, just decimated. He could have had significantly more. and just gone. So that fight against Photon, here it is coming up again. Not a fluke. The fight against Venom, not a fluke. Ultimately, it's just going to come down to how much do you enjoy them. Remember, we always recommend make sure you play the champion, you enjoy them before you rank them up, because then you're going to learn how to play them even better. And how quickly do you need to get your cleanse charges online? If you don't need to get them online that fast, the SB1 is great. And you can see, as you saw from the Jessica Jones fight, still a good source of damage and pretty good control of the fight with those cleanses. I really like this champion. Going to be one of my most wanted pulls when that Glorious Guardian crystal comes out. As usual, let me know what we think we got right. Let me know what we think we got wrong. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.